Hey, it's Jaymes Willoughby. We're bringing you another installment of what's happening in the Austin real estate market. And we're bringing you micro stats every week on what's happened on exactly what the numbers look like on a week to week basis. This week, we're in the end of the third week of August. We had 9,873 listings. So that is just under what I predicted. I predicted we'd break 10,000 this week. Well, we didn't. And 10,000 isn't necessarily a big milestone, but it is the highest it's been, in a couple of years, undoubtedly. But in the overall scheme of things, actually, it's not a bad number. We're carrying, and I'll show you at the very end when we talk about weeks of inventory. But anyway, so the most important thing to look at, in my opinion, on a week-to-week basis is like how many homes went on the market, which was 809, versus how many homes went pending last week, which was 738. So this gap between the two of them is starting to widen a little bit. It's been the trend for the last 3 weeks, I guess, and that's not surprising. We're here at the end of the school, or the beginning of the school season, into the summer. It's what I call the waning part of the summer market. So homes are selling a little bit slower, to be expected. School's now started. Traffic patterns are crazy. We had a little bit of rain yesterday and almost shut the whole city down for an hour before rush hour. It was crazy. So anyway, we're getting to a normal marketplace for the fall market. The pattern's already started, where we'll sell fewer homes per week, and fewer homes per week will go on the market. So I think we're in good shape there. I was looking at price reductions here. I realize that the math becomes simpler when you have round numbers. So let's say at 10,000 listings, we got like 14% of the market repriced themselves last week. So it's really just indicative of the fact that we're seeing people that are trying to get their homes sold and repricing to put it in the right position to get it gone now that school has started. Failed listings, we'll see a spike next week. It's kind of the normal amount is in that under 3 range, and then we'll see a spike just like we always do at the end of a month because of a lot of people's listings expire at that point. Weeks of inventory. This is interesting. All right. So weeks of inventory right now, we're at 13.4 weeks of inventory, and versus this time last year, we had 9 months of inventory. It was kind of that was a little downshift there. But from last week, we went up a little bit from 12.9 to 13.4. Remember, we're talking weeks of inventory, not months of inventory. So if you listen to anybody, if you listen to Gary Keller or any of the other smart gurus out there, they would tell you that 6 months of inventory that's 24 weeks of inventory. So, we're about half of that. So I think we're still in a slight seller's market, although a lot of sellers would disagree with that. So that's where we stand at this point. So excited about the new graphs and what that means. We've got some other breakdowns that we could show you, like week over week, new active inventory, new pendings week over week. So we can compare this time last year to this time this year. They're almost the same. 816 versus 845. So we're tracking pretty well historically. I would say the bottom line for everybody that's thinking about selling or are selling, that it really comes down to price. So we're seeing a lot of haves and have-nots, and what that means is if homes are not getting showings like right off the bat, that basically means that your price is being rejected right off the bat. Don't ignore that. That's super important to realize that maybe the market is not quite as good as you anticipated before you put your home on the market, which we see a lot of right now because of the last couple of years. with prices being higher. So until this time next week, we will hope you have a great week. Hope we get some more rain, and we'll talk to you then. Thanks so much.